All right, hello wine drinking people, we are back. And just one more tasting in the store here for yesterday. We had Tanya in from GOS, and this is a distributor starting to pick up some pretty good wines here, you know, and they have a salesperson to sell them. One of the things that's essential about selling wine, you need someone there to open up the wine and to show people what you got. All right, well, first up, we had a Domaine du Bicheron, and this is wine from the Macon Peronne, and, you can find some nice stuff from this part of Burgundy, but a lot of simple, one-dimensional wines like this one. A note of stone, lime, and lemon citrus fruit, touch of white floral notes, very simple, light and pleasant. Again, a little bit short on the finish, but, perfectly fine for everyday consumption. Maybe a little bit expensive there at 19 bucks. Next up, the Roche De Lune Vouvray, 100% Chenin Blanc in this wine. Lovely limestone kind of minerality, wet stone, chalky, lemon citrus with honeydew melon. Nice tropical bouquet there for Vouvray. Nice amount of fruit on the palate. Some residual sugar here. There usually is in Vouvray, but nicely balanced acidity at the end and some of that chalky kind of limestoney minerally showing up. Very good example of classic Vouvray. Very good stuff. 1875, a little cheaper than that Macon. I don't know how that works out. Next up, a wine from Myron Medford, and this is a gentleman that stopped in to see us earlier in the year, his Amity vineyards, and this is a single vineyard wine, the Sunnyside vineyard, and this is, this vineyard was planted in 1970, a 600-foot elevation. It's a late ripening vineyard, so a bit shy on the nose, some blackberry, raspberry fruit tea, and exotic spices, dried floral notes, fairly complex there, only 144 cases produced. This guy, one of the pioneers of the Willamette, making some very good Pinot. 2008, a nice vintage. Not quite as light and savory as 07, but not quite as fruity as 06. Kind of the best of both worlds there. And nice savoriness to the finish because of this cooler vineyard site here. Most excellent stuff at $36.75. Not that expensive at all for a great Oregon Pinot. All right, next up, a small production wine from the Napa Valley, Barlow Cellars. This is a winery that's a vineyard that's located on the Silverado Trail between St. Helena and Calistoga. And, they just make a few hundred cases of each of these wines. So, they're a little bit pricey, but for the limited production, I'm sure they sell everything almost right at the winery. Some lovely dark plum and cherry fruit on the nose with a nice touch of clove spice, cigar wrapper, and fine herbs. Dark cocoa there also showing up. Dense and a bit tannic on the tongue, a big Merlot, and nice density and long finish, echoing those spices and earth notes through the finish. And this wine really it was open the night before our tasting, so pretty big wine. All right, excellent stuff. Next up, the Cabernet Sauvignon, a nice hand of that black cherry and blackcurrant fruit on the nose with 100% varietal. Both of these wines, some sweet herbs and dark bittersweet chocolate showing up there. Nice hand of black spice, only 400 cases of this wine produced. Some tannins and some big tannins here, but some nice acidity also balancing things out, keeping things fresh. This wine just needs a little more time in the bottle. Hey, it was already open for a day, folks. Excellent. Plus, the Cabernet just edging out the Merlot there. And then the best value I had all day, man, a vintage port character wine from California, Dan Gehrs, Amador County, traditional Portuguese varietals, Tinta Roriz, Tinta Sal, Tinta Franca, and really nice bouquet there. Christmas cake, sweet tobacco spice, along with that grapey, kind of syrupy elixir you get when you get out of port. Really nice sweet and berry fruit on the tongue, plummy and jammy. Nice balance, though, with the dark spice and acidity coming down the finish. For a half bottle, 20 bucks. Man, that is really reasonable for a California vintage port style wine. All right, well, that's what I had to drink yesterday, folks. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.